Frickin', they updated my frickin' phone, and now it's like all my memories like jacked up, and I'm trying to erase stuff. I like erase like a bunch of frickin' footage and reset the phone and doing all this like type stuff, but nothing seems to be working. And I noticed it corresponded with this frickin' update. And that's that type of stuff, like when you catch the resistance, it lets you know that you must be like over the target all of a sudden, because it was like I was all of a sudden getting on fire to just start dropping some footage, and then my phone keeps running out of freaking tape. And I was talking to my dude on another channel, buddy NC over there, freaking, and I was talking about the freaking phone running out of tape, and this happened to me over and over and over again ever since. Like, look, it's not only did it was like, I spoke about it and observed it, and then it happened again. And now this is odd because it's like I'm getting to drop a minute track right here, but I'm afraid to get too invested into the video because it might cut out on me. And then and that's what was happening on that last video was I was talking about Blood In Blood Out, where they attacked their own self, and it consolidated the group. And right now it seems like that's what they're really itching to do, is go internal, which means attack their own people, like kind of like look, tyrants and stuff like that. They like to do that. They like to internalize. This happened in Rome when they all joined together and stabbed each other up, the guy up, Julius Caesar, whatever. This is also a type and shadow of even the first rebellion, which was this Enoch situation where the angels made a group consensus, a confederation to all sin together with hopes that they would receive some kind of forgiveness or grace for this situation. But it was so freaking bad that and it could never be undone at that point, where it's like they had to suffer eternally on that one, the consequence. But this is the nature of the fallen nature of man, is we do such things as well. And when people are afraid that their seat on the boat is they're limited, the musical chairs situation, where we're running out of time, we gotta act now, kill them all. Look, dude, basically, that's kind of the hype that we're getting whipped into, the frenzy that it's like, not me personally, but I mean, I'm actually pretty freaking chillaxica, but it's pretty high stress though in general. It's like I'm processing a lot because it's coming in from everywhere. The constant data points right here. This is definitely a ICE, an integrated capstone event, and it's a multinational world UN type of an operation where they want it to go global. And it was even China. I heard this guy say this theory at work. He goes, dude, they were just protesting there in China, and guess what happens next? They get put on medical martial law quarantine, where they just basically, this is in the King Alfred plan. This is Rex 84, but they did it in China to their own people. It's where they starved them out and quelled that resistance. And look, smacked the bees up and gave them black eyes, and then paraded them through the street and made them still have to keep going to work. Looking all, you put on the makeup. You know what I'm saying? In a way, I mean, I know this is harsh, but this is what is going on. Like I said, these people it was called the Night of the Long Knives or something like that. I mean, this happened twice. This happened once. The Saxons did it in Britain, and the Nazis did this where like the SS attacked another group it was the same thing as the SS. It'd be like here if the FBI went and assassinated all the CIA members in the same night, and it was an orchestrated, concerted event, but an internal coup where people are attacking their own people. And it's like that's kind of the actions that I would guess to see in the future, where a lot of this is like, look, there's a lot of with the change of powers, there'll be power grabs, and we're going to see weird little ops in the midst. It's kind of like, look, out in the woods, owls like to follow people, and wolves and coyotes and stuff, because they spook the little rodents out, and it makes it easier for the owl to swoop down, and that's kind of what they're doing. They're trying to spook us into moving and making yourself look like a prey, and they're going to shoot first and ask questions later, because they got everybody all primed up that it's life and death, act now or never, type of a situation, man, where they've all just whipped it up into a big frickin' fanatical, radical, like real commodification of everything. Like, they're really cracking in deep. They're going for the gusto and playing for keeps in a way right now. And it literally does appear to be the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and the black horse, and the plagues, and the pestilence, and the war, and the beasts of the field, and the frickin' the failure of the crops, and then the 10 plagues of Egypt, and the frickin' wine cup of the wrath of God, the blood up to the bridle of the horse. We live in scary times, but it's like I said in Jeremiah, to give you a good and expected end. Christ also said, the reason I tell you these serious warning signs is that when you see them, remember I told you, so that you'll snap back into reality real quick and get out of the magical, mystical, disassociative, what is that called, man? Can't remember. Dissonance? Is that what it is? Not dissonance. It's basically where you cognitive dissonance. Yeah, wait, I think that's what it is anyway. And, when the fight or flight or freeze gets stuck, like the deer in the headlights, that's the third reaction that they'll get out of a spook. And all those people are also prey, because they don't know what to do, and they're stuck still, and that's just long enough that they need to catch you with your pants down and startle you, and look, catch you off guard a little bit. And it's just the same way kind of Aikido works. By the time you figure out you did something wrong, you're already on your back looking up at the sky, or worse, looking at the ground with your nose ringing forth of the nose, bringeth forth blood, buddy. And yeah, blood in, blood out. That's kind of what I see them doing with this medical martial law, frickin'. And it, just like China did, where they used it as a way to punish their own people, to attack their